Hey everyone, welcome to English 1102. I will be your instructor. My name is Jeremiah Byers. Um, I do most of my lectures here at my high school, Parkview High School, where I also teach senior English. Um, every week we'll be having, I'll be posting these lectures for you to watch, which will use to assist you in your course this semester. Sorry if I seem a little weird. I just came off a bat with COVID. I got COVID for the first time ever in all 3 of these years. Okay, so I'm kind of working through that. Okay, so I'm going to show you how to navigate through this course and what you're doing this week. Okay. Um, So you're watching the lecture, which is great. That's the first thing you need to be doing, okay? Then next is you need to go to Start Here, okay? Start Here. And here you have the Bible for this course. List of assignments and due dates, right here, okay? Click on this. And this is what you're gonna follow for all of your assignments and due dates. You need to ignore anything that might be on the calendar, okay, on this calendar link, okay, ignore everything other than what's on this document right here, okay. This is the document that you need to be following. English 1102, Fall 2022, assignments and due dates, okay. So on here, this tells you the week, like, so this course begins on Mondays. Okay, Mondays is when the new week begins. Okay, so you might be accessing this on Sunday the 14th. Okay, but our actual for this class, the week begins on Mondays. Okay, so I have week one begins 8:15, and then I have the things we're going to talk about today. Schedule, which I'm doing right now, and I'll go over policies and navigating Blackboard and understanding what's due and blah 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 blah. And then these are the things that you need to be doing this week. You're watching the lecture, which is now. You're going to do the welcome quiz, which I'm going to show you, the MLA quiz, which I'm going to show you, the finding sources assignment, which I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you all this stuff. And then this is when these things are due. They're due by 11:59 on the 21st. Okay. Everything in yellow is for our grade. Okay, so these are all the graded assignments. Okay. And if you notice, it starts off heavy and then it loosens up in terms of workload. Okay. All right, so make sure you follow this. Okay. If it's not on this list, you don't have to do it. If it's not on this, if the date is not on this list, then ignore it. Okay. Only follow what's on this sheet of paper. Okay. Just make sure you download that. Next, go to the syllabus. Read the syllabus for the course, part 1, part 2, and then part 3, buyer's additional policies. I'm going to go over some of this briefly with you. Okay. Everyone will be held accountable for what I post in the announcements. So if I say something in the announcements, make sure that you read it, do it, follow it. Okay. When I post a video lecture link like this one, it's required to be viewed. There's no grade for it. You don't get a grade. I don't put in the grade book that you watched it, but I will talk about things in the lecture. And if I talk about it, I expect you to do them. So if I make comments on the work and you don't watch the lecture, and so you don't do the work the way that I have discussed it in the lecture, then you will be held accountable for that on that assignment. Okay. So just make sure that you watch this. I want you to understand that while there are somewhere around, I think there are a total of 18 assignments for this course. 3 of those assignments account for 80% of your overall grade. Essay 1, one essay, the final essay is worth 20% of your final grade. Essay 2 is worth 25%. SA3 is worth 35% of your grade. Okay. Then everything else we do all adds up to 20%. Okay. So if you make A's on all of your essays, SA1, SA2, and SA3, let's say you make 100, and you don't turn in any of the other assignments, you can still get an 80 in this class. Okay. Which means if you do all of the assignments, but you don't do SA3, the highest grade that you can get is a 65. If you do all the assignments, but you don't do SA2, the highest grade you can get is a 75. Okay. So if you do all the assignments, except you don't turn in SA1, the highest grade you can get in the class is an 80. Okay. The 3 essays are super important. So you gotta make sure that you turn those in. It doesn't matter if you do 15 regular assignments. Okay. Because as we see down here, you have a total of 15 classwork assignments that are only worth about 1.3% each. So, not, doing 20 assignments, or I'm sorry, doing 15 assignments is only worth 20 points in this class. Okay. So, which means that, look, if you don't turn in an assignment, then it's a 0. If you turn that assignment in late, it's a 70. It's the highest grade you can get. Okay. But you can still get an A in the class if you do well on all your essays and turn in most of your assignments. Okay. So please don't email me asking if you can get full credit for a late assignment. If you've had a hard week, can you turn in this assignment later? Okay, and get full credit. All right. Because here's a policy. It is not late up until the point that I grade it. Okay. So if it's due, for example, oops, where is this document? Right here. There it is. Okay. So this is the due date is 8/21 by 11:59 p.m. Okay. Well, that's Sunday night. I'm not grading this at this time. Okay. I might grade the work on Monday. So as long as this is turned in by this time right here, you're safe. Okay. As long as your assignment is in the submission box by the time I go to grade it, I don't care when it was turned in. So let's say I don't grade the finding sources assignment until Wednesday the 24th. Okay. If you turn this assignment, even though it says due date 21, if you turn this assignment in on the 23rd, then it's not late if I am not grading it until the 24th. Okay. You will know when I grade assignments because you'll either have a grade for it or you'll have a 0. The 0 tells you I've already started grading that assignment. Yours was not there, so it's late. If this assignment was due on the 21st, but it's the 23rd, and you still don't have a 0 in the grade book for it, that means that you can still get it turned in, and it'll be counted as on time. Okay? I might not grade this assignment until the 26th. So, so that means that you could have 4 whole days to turn it in late. Okay? The grade book updates instantaneously. As soon as I put a 0 in or a grade in, okay? So with that in mind, you need to make sure that you are paying attention. If you didn't turn an assignment in, but there's no 0 in the grade book, you can still get it turned in for full credit. Once there's a 0 in the grade book, the highest grade you're going to get is a 70. Okay? Please do not ask me for extensions. Don't ask me for permission to turn in late. Don't ask me for full credit. Okay? Because those are the rules. Okay? You can if you need more time, take the extra time and pray that I'm delayed in grading them and that I won't get to grading them until you turn them in. Okay. All right. So those are my major policies. Okay. Let's see. Go back to the course. Syllabus start here. Okay. Next is the welcome quiz. Okay. Make sure you take this, all right, and make sure that you. And I use this to determine no-shows. Okay, the the school it's a school policy. Students who do not take the welcome quiz will be counted as a no-show and they'll be dropped from the class. Okay, it's our only proof that you're here, since this is a virtual class. So you have to take the welcome quiz. Okay. It's easy, just do it. Originally, I used to add questions from the syllabus about it, but I don't think I added those this year. So I think this is just like a click on and you're done kind of thing. So take the welcome quiz right away, or you'll be dropped from the course. Okay. Okay. So in order to be able to move on in this class, okay, you have to show that you understand MLA formatting and documentation. This is a new thing that classes that the school is doing. I did not make this test. I did not start this policy. But if you don't score at least an 80 on this quiz, everything is locked in this class. You cannot move on to all the different lessons until you score at least an 80 on this, okay? So if you click right here, MLA Formatting Study Guide, make sure you can answer these questions before trying the quiz. If you open this up, this has all of the questions that are on the test, okay? So look up these answers. I would even type the answers in or print this off and handwrite them in, okay? Because this quiz is a multiple choice quiz, okay? So know all these answers, and then take the quiz. Once you have all the answers, take the quiz. You gotta score at least an 80, okay? Or you'll be locked out. So do well. Okay. When you're done with that, so you're done, watch the lecture, you did the welcome quiz, you did the MLA quiz, okay? Then we have the Finding Sources assignment and the discussion one post. I would actually do the discussion one post first. What's your favorite book? So go to lessons. Okay, there we go. Okay. And then here is the discussion board. It's under lessons. Okay. So we have EasyBib, MLA handbooks, instructions for essay access, essay comments, and then discussion board. And then there's discussion one. Okay. Oh yeah, no one's posted anything yet. We don't have the same view. Discussion one. This class focuses on writing about literature. Therefore, I'd like you to write about books that you have really enjoyed reading. What kind of genres do you enjoy? Are you currently reading a book? What are some books that are on your to-read list? Okay, fill this in. I'm just curious. I like to read. I read all the time. I always have books, and I don't have any of the books that I'm currently reading right here in front of me. They, like I said, I had COVID, and so they're on I left them at home because I was reading them yesterday and stuff. So write some of the books down here that you like and kind of, just kind of get to know you kind of thing. Okay. Some of you might reply to. There's like 80 kids in this class. No, in this class is only like 20. So I might reply to all of them. I might not though. But I'll be interested to see what y'all are reading, what y'all are into. Okay. So that's discussion one post. Now we'll do the finding sources assignment in the story of an hour. Okay. So go to lessons. All right, lesson one, analyzing literature. Okay. So you should read all this. Okay, these are your kind of things that you should be reading. This is your textbook. Your textbook is literally embedded in the course. Okay, all this is important information that you need to understand. Okay, and so you read that. I'm so annoyed by this. This formatting for this assignment, finding sources assignment, is like driving me crazy. I mess with it and it just. I'm gonna see if I can fix it. Hold on. All right, I tried fixing it. It didn't change. This is annoying. Anyways, here we go. So after reading the chapter Fiction as a Genre, which is all this. Okay, fiction as genre. Analyzing this, reading this, okay, literary criticism, all this, okay, I know it says fiction as a genre, but that's all these things, okay. Go to Google and find information on the following topics. Okay, so look, a lot of this course is going to be you. So traditionally, this class I focus more on doing research from from the internet, from like library databases, okay, but that's not necessarily really all that accessible to what we do in real life, okay. In real life, when we have questions and we want information, we go to Google, okay. That's sort of the change in the way things have happened, okay, is that like we rely less on these older sources of research, okay, and in our everyday lives, Google sort of became our database for research, okay? So we're going to do something similar with this, okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to do a search on what does Le Petit Mort refer to, okay? After you have found a source that explains it to you, then copy and paste the URL of the source into ezbib.com and create a citation for it. Then under the citation, explain what Le Petit Mort symbolizes. Okay, so what you're going to do is this, okay? You are going to go back to lessons. Right here it says EasyBib. EasyBib. Click on EasyBib. Okay. So you're going to use this website. Now, you are to create, let's go back, oh, right here, lesson 1, analyzing literature. Now, your document, I want your submission, I'm reading right here. I want your submission to be in a Word document or a downloaded Google Doc. Do not post a web address link nor a shared copy. It needs to be a file that you upload here. Your submission has to be, okay, so your submission needs to be in proper MLA formatting, okay? So before I even get into showing you how to do the EasyBib, okay, first we need to just make sure that you understand how to create a properly MLA formatted document, okay? So we want to make sure that we include all the stuff, such as, so we got to insert page numbers, top of the page, okay, and then I'm gonna say my last name is Smith because I'm a student, okay, and then I want to make sure that I go to paragraph and that before and after are both set at 0, line spacing is double, okay, and going to type my name, my fake name, Elliot Smith, okay, type in the class, English 1101, Mr. Byers, the due date, this is due the 21st, so I'm put 08/22, 2022, okay, I'm going to go to center, my title, okay, library research, enter, and then I'm going to hit justify. I don't want a line left, I want justify for the rest, okay. So now my page is set up MLA formatting, in MLA formatting. Now I can go back to my assignment. What does Le Petit Mort refer to? After you have found a source that explains it to you, then copy and paste the URL of the source into ezbib.com and create a citation for it, and then under the citation, explain what Le Petit Mort symbolizes. Okay, so I'm not going to research in front of you what Le Petit Mort means, because that would be giving away too much, information. Okay, so instead, I'll say I'm going to make something up. I'm going to say, oh, what does Southern Gothic? What is Southern Gothic literature? Okay, okay, and so then maybe this pops up. This explains to me what Southern Gothic literature means. Okay, so I would take this URL and copy it. I'm going to go to EasyBib, which again, the link is found when you go to Lessons. There's EasyBib. Okay, brings you here. Click on website. And then right here, I'm going to paste that URL. Hit search. And it's generating. Oh, there it is, Southern Gothic literature. Yep. Okay, I'm at site. Okay, continue. It's working. Okay. Okay. Complete citation. Okay, there it is. So I'm going to hit copy citation. Go to my paper. I'm going to hit paste. Okay. But it's not double spaced yet, so I'm going to highlight it, go to paragraph, double. Before and after should be 0. Okay. All right, there we go. And now I'm going to write a summary of the information that I found in this article. Okay. All right. So back to lessons. So I'm going to do that 3 times. I'm going to do one of those about what is Le Petit Mort. I'm going to research existentialism. All right. And I'm going to explain it in my own words. And then I'm going to research who Sartre was. Okay. Find a website that explains Sartre. I'm going to copy and paste the URL, same way in the EasyBib. And then I'm going to explain who he was and what he thought. Okay. And then I'm going to research Sartre's analogy of the waiter. I'm going to do the same thing. Okay. So that my submission is going to end up having 4 citations and 4 sort of paragraphs explaining what I found. Okay. So it's kind of like my final thing is going to look like this. So there's going to be 4 of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, your document that you're turning in should have 4 of these. It should have 4 citations and 4 paragraphs, all in MLA formatting. Okay, and when I do Control All, I check the paragraph. Look, it should say 0, 0, double. Okay, so like this sample took up almost 3 pages, which is why you need to have the page numbers. okay? Because there's 4 things to be researching. Again, I'm sorry this looks so crappy right here. Look, when I go to edit, it looks the way that I want it to look. You know, there's space, it's much easier to read, okay? I don't understand why it looks so close together, which to me is kind of like can cause it look kind of confusing, okay? All squished up together, but it is the way it is, okay? So when you're doing this assignment, okay, research Le Petit Mort, existentialism, Sartre, and the analogy of the waiter, and then use EasyBib for each of your sources, copy and paste them into your document, and explain, okay? All right, I'm going to pause, and I want to return to recording the rest of this lecture next period. Okay, so that's the finding a resource assignment. If you have any questions about it, if I didn't explain it well enough, if you're confused, please send me an email, okay? Okay. The last thing, if we go back to this, let's see here, we did understanding what to do, library assignment, semester independent book. Okay. So here is the, oops. Nope, 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 no, no. This is the last thing that we need to talk about. Is the semester novel, okay? So you will need to select a novel to read this semester. And by select, I mean you need to pick it on your own, okay? You need to have to find a book that you've never read before. This is honor code, okay? Some of you will lie and say that, you know, you didn't read a book, but you actually did. But I'm really hoping that you'll get a book that you haven't read before, okay? And you are going to use this book to write about in essay 3. Your book needs to be a contemporary novel written within the last 22 years, which for some of you is not contemporary because that could be your whole life or older than you. But essentially a book published from year 2000 to now, okay? It needs to be a narrative, which means it needs to tell a story. It can be nonfiction as long as it tells a story, okay? It needs to be written like a novel, even if it is true, okay? And I don't want any graphic novels and no traditionally taught novels. No novels that you would have, you know, learned about in high school. Catcher in the Rye, Mice and Men, To Kill a Mockingbird, Oedipus Rex, Fahrenheit 451, 1984. I know all these books because I've been a high school teacher for 15 years, okay? None of those traditionally taught novels. If you use a book that is a typical high school book, you're going to lose points, okay? No Great Gatsby, okay? All the King's Men, none of that, all right? So like these books are all good books that you could choose. Leave the World Behind, written and published in 2020. Who Fears Death, great book from 2010. Born a Crime, which some of you might have actually read in high school. If you read the book already, don't use it. We Cast a Shadow, all these. So these are all good books. You can choose one of these, or you choose your own book, okay? Yeah, a novel, or at least if it's nonfiction, it reads like a novel, and it tells a story, and it's been published in the last 20 years, okay? You have a couple of weeks to figure out your book, but you need to start reading it, though, because you only have 16 weeks between now and then when the paper is due. And we're going to start writing the paper around week 12 or so. So you really only have about 12 weeks to read this book, to pick a book that you want to read, okay? Which means that if you have 12 weeks to finish this book, let's say the book is 400 pages, okay, divide by 12, okay, that's 33 pages a week, which is not hard at all. Divide that by 7, okay, so we're talking about like 5 pages a day, okay, So you need to get a book soon. Okay. If you are not sure of a book, then email me and I'll be more than happy to give you suggestions. Okay. I've read a lot of really good books just in this past um, year. Okay. I've already read 22 books in 2022. Okay. So I can, not all those were narratives, but still, I can give you some really good suggestions. Okay. If you need help with finding a book that you want to read. Okay. These are examples of books that you can read. Okay, make sure that you do that. Make sure you find a book that is a narrative and that's not a traditionally taught book in high school. Okay. All right, so that wraps up this lecture. I've only been interrupted about 8 times while recording it. I hope those moments in which I was interrupted were not too obvious. And those interruptions do not include bells ringing. Okay, so email me any questions that you have. All right, if this does not make sense. The goal for this class is for every single person to make an A, and every single person can make an A if they turn in all their assignments, they do all their readings, and they try to include all the requirements in their work. Okay. Alrighty.